They're goddess. I like dragons. And also, I'm surprised enough, like, I guess technically speaking, this is a Wyvern dragon type one. But I really do like the, oh, it looks like it's gonna break again. Shit. Yeah. But I really like the Wyvern kind of dragons, the ones where, like, the wings are the arms kind of thing. But then again, I do also like the dragons where it's the, 6 limbs where it has the claws back. But anyways, I finished watching season 4 of Dragon Prince. Also, I'm planning to do the Samurai Bunny Rabbit one too. My Netflix is working again, so I'll be able to actually review those now. But yeah. So, oh, his arm fell off. Oh no, he's just falling apart. But yeah. So, what I was saying. Let me actually take the arm off right now. I'll fix this. Yeah. So I finished watching season 4 of Dragon Prince, which I actually want to see. I actually want to react. Dragonoid, but I actually want to see what the trailer looks like because I didn't watch any of the trailers and stuff. I've seen the other episode seasons.
For 2 whole days?
It's been 2 years, Dad.
Okay, I'm really happy.
2 years have passed.
I'm really happy I didn't see the trailer then.
The Dragon Queen is coming to Katalis, and she's bringing Zim. Why aren't you celebrating?
It'll never be the same.
Because of Rayla.
This'll always just be the anniversary of the day she left.
You
All
still
right,
love her,
I still have the 2 comics. I haven't read those yet.
Only bring you
I
back.
have like a little comic where she's younger, and I have the one that I guess takes place after the season 3, I think.
For 30 days. Aavros can save you. We need to find him and free him. This is all connected.
In
Alright.
darkness, gaze upon a fallen star.
See, watching these shows without the trailers, I legit say, like, if you're interested in a show and, like, from the name and, like, maybe you see a little bit of it, just go in blind because at least watching a lot of these, I feel like okay, I'm happy that I waited because when they reveal in the show, like, no, you've been dead for 2 years, I'm like, what?
I denied something that is undeniable. We all want peace and we all want love. But violence tests us. Because pain and loss feel so terrible inside.
Damn.
You want
Oh, tell me this isn't a Goron. Hold on. Right here, yeah. Ah, shit. Tell me Goron is not the inspiration here. Like, I think it's literally the Goron from Breath of the Wild. That's the inspiration for this. Tell me that's not exactly what that is, just Golem version.
to hate. You want to hurt.
I love that sword. That might be like one of my favorite swords in this show.
I just want to yell stop. So what do we do?
So much has happened since then. You look nice, Callum.
Come and get me, big guy.
That dragon is badass. And he follows the whole like wyvern kind of style. But what I was saying was, yeah, I gotta fix that. Sorry, like the little rubber bit, like for some reason it broke anyways. Yeah, the 2-year time skip. Like I knew there was a time skip. I didn't realize that this dude had been dead for 2 years and then was revived back. I guess they did I think they showed when he was put in the cocoon. I can't remember. Or I think they showed her reviving him. I think they showed her reviving him last. But yeah, also dude trying to steal Luz Noceda's hairstyle. But It's funny also watching a few of these things. Like you see this trail, you see this, you're like, what? What is this? And it's like this is one of the intros for the show. This doesn't happen in the show yet. It's I guess kind of supposed to be set up for like whoever Aavros is manipulating, because Aavros is the fallen star like elf, star touched elf, which also I think I realized it before too, but that star symbol, if you see when Rayla comes back,
Nice.
it's glowing when the monkey's holding, so this monkey is most likely tied to the star elves. Because, if I remember correctly, there's an elf for each magic type. I don't think we've met ocean elves yet. But we have seen, let me see, I have my notes now. Let me see. Moon elves, sun elves, which are the fiery elves, ocean elves. You see them for a second in this, in like the flashback. Air elves. I think that was that thief one, or is that the sky elves? Wait, is sky and air magic different ones? I can't remember. Shit. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm missing one. I think I put air magic and sky magic. And I think those are the same ones. Because there's moon magic with Rayla. You have the ocean ones. Then you have air. Or sky. I can't remember if those are the same. And then star magic. Hold on. Oh, wait a minute. The fuck? Why are these flies here? Get away! Get the hell out of here. Okay. It was earth magic. Because let me see. Okay, there's moon magic, moon, sky. Yeah, okay, so, okay. Moon, sky. Okay, I have sky. The sun. Ocean, stars. What's Arcanum? Wait, what is Arcanum magic? Arcanum connection to the primal source is called Arcanum, is described by the secret of the primal or its meaning. The secret becomes a spark that allows one to access the power of the primal. I can't remember which one that is. But okay, so those are the okay. And then obviously you have dark magic, which is like not really dark magic, it's really like death magic, but whatever. But yeah, you see this glowing. But they add a few things in this season which I really like. Like they explain Aavros, that the basically devil character. He's not a moon elf, which I thought he was. He's a star elf, which is a different one. It's space magic. Then what the fuck is then what is moon magic? Is moon magic not space magic? Anyways, I guess not technically, but I like I like what they're doing with it, but I will say also see that like Netflix, for whatever reason, at least when I watched some of their shows, I feel it's funny. I feel they have the opposite problem of Amphibia. For me, at least. Where Amphibia, like, the story is a major part in it, but there is a shit ton of episodic episodes or points that, like, characters kind of don't make sense. And it kind of... It's like, okay, come on, I want to learn more about the story. And then, like, it's a lot more side things, which isn't bad for like character relations and stuff like that. But when it's too much, or it's just like, really, you're gonna bury this box here, and you don't expect Anne to ask for it later. Like, it's something along those lines. Where a lot of Netflix shows, I guess Voltron's probably the only one that I don't think kind of really felt that way. Well, then again, She-Ra also went too much in that direction in some cases. I feel like we should have had some of those little side missions for this season. Like some side things. This is a very heavily plotted plot story for this one. Where Rayla's been gone for 2 years on a vengeance thing, trying to find the fucking evil mage and his daughter. Callum's been sad. This guy's become king, and also I like that his crown looks similar to his father's crown, but is actually made from his father's sword, which I was like, that's pretty freaking cool. The dragons have a bigger part in it, but also it is kind of funny watching this after watching shows like House of the Dragon, the Game of Thrones, because it's like, dragon, fire breath and all that stuff, and then you have all these dragons that are talking and stuff. It's like, I'm like, it feels a little weird, but I gotta fix this wing. But I was like, feels a little weird, but okay. Like especially because being a sixth like limbed dragon again, like Blue Eyes here. I love dragons actually. Dragons are like really, I love them. But there's also this sword is still so badass. But what was I saying? It is pretty bad. Like the season is pretty cool. Like there's kind of two stories going on. There's the one half where the Sun Elf Queen and Callum's aunt, I think it's Callum's aunt. I think Callum and Ezran's aunt are getting married, which I'm like, hell yeah. But also there's a point where like these sun dancers come out to like, I guess it's the ceremony to show like, you're gonna get married, or to propose. But they come out with fire whips when her fiance is already on edge, and get out of here, flies. I should just freaking bug bomb this entire room. Get out. But you think like I was living out? Well, I guess I do live. I don't live in like there's not country. Well, there's country around the. Anyways, beside the point. Comes out with fire whip. She beats the shit out of all of them, which I'm like, holy hell. And I'm like, yeah, but I also kind of saw that coming because it turns out, oh no, she's proposing. I'm like, yeah. And then also, like, all the sun elves are living in a camp. And then one guy, it's a religious ceremony pretty much where you just light up like the candle and like you let it go throughout the night and burn out. I'm like, okay. One of the humans that are living in this camp with the sun elves goes, put that out. He goes, it's a religious thing. It's part of my religion. If in my religion, if I let this out, you're pretty much condemning the soul to hell. And like, I don't care. Put it out. And I'm just like, well, you're being fucking insensitive. And then she gets mad. Then, they put out the soul fire, and then the guy gets mad and burns her out of anger. And I'm just like, yeah, I don't feel bad for the lady, for the architect, because she was being kind of stupid, kind of being a dick. He said why. He said he'll watch around. If anything, stay with him. Like, make sure nothing else catches on fire. Stay with a bucket nearby in case something catches on fire. Like, whatever. And then that's one thing. It's a whole thing where her brother is saying, you have to uphold the ancient laws, because if you don't, our people will hate you, and like war will happen. And then he tries to take over, and he fucking fails because he's an idiot. And then you have these guys' story where they are trying to now find the cage of Aavros, or like where Aavros is sealed away. Which Aavros is probably one of my favorite bad guys in this show. Like, I say that because, like, not saying I don't like, the dark magic family, but the thing is about them, and it feels weird, it's like, Viren, that's the dad's, right? Viren feels like he should be in Game of Thrones, which, funny enough, there's a Game of Thrones reference in here where, Ezran, like, makes the baker like the royal baker of crusts or whatever, and he gives him like the hand of the king pin from Game of Thrones, and I'm like, that's this show has a few good references in it. Like, let me see. I took a picture of it because if I remember correctly, the creators of this show are also the creators of Avatar: The Last Airbender and Korra, because you see in the horde of like the Earth Dragon, you see Aang's glider and Sokka's boomerang. Also, when the Dark Mage's son, who's now working with the good guys, and it's kind of cool seeing him with them, is riding a dragon at one point. The dragon doesn't listen until he goes, yip, yip, and then suddenly takes off. And I'm like, okay, that's a funny reference. And then also, it only took me till now to realize that Callum is voiced by Sokka. Probably because now I rewatched Avatar: The Last Airbender again. And I'm like, that voice sounds familiar, and it's always sounded familiar. And here we now, it's like, yeah, it's Sokka, no shit. He got his powers finally. He got some powers to stand up with all the other benders. Actually, he bends all the elements too, huh? But but anyways, Viren is like, he kind of has like a Green Goblin kind of thing going, like the Raimi Green Goblin kind of thing going a little bit, with like, he doesn't want the darkness to take over him again. He has PTSD from falling up the cliff to his death. But also, it's like, these characters are like, yeah, I'm the good guy here. And it's like, you play with dead things, and then you said dead things to do bad things and kill people and stuff. Like, how do you think you're the good guy here? I don't know. It's just kind of, it's just like, I'm like, get the hell out of here. This is not even the same fly. I'm sure it's not. It's been a week. The other fly should be dead. That fly should be dead. The one that hit me in the eye. But, but yeah, so it's not confusing. It's just like, Well, Aavros, I love this man because not only does he have a presence whenever he's on screen, and like the point where like, you know, he just straight takes over Callum and controls him, mocks everybody, and goes, yeah, this guy's already tainted by darkness. This is fun. You know, I'll see you all soon. He kisses and breaks the mirror. I'm like, oh shit. But not only that, I love when when they give like an exposition, not an exposition dump, they're giving the lore and everything about it. But like the drag queen brings up like saying like, oh yes, the 5 arch dragons found out of his betrayal. He was loved by most of all, kind of like Lucifer. But then he turns out he's been whispering in the ears of every like big war that has ever happened. Been whispering in the ears of commanders, which is a cool transition of him whispering into Claudia's ear, which I'm like, that's kind of cool. But also on the flip note of that, this man also is what was it? Like the part where the archdragons are like, we found out that he was behind all this, but he was so powerful that us 5 archdragons, I think it was 5. Yeah, the 5 archdragons had to stay in secret and trick the trickster, so seal him away. Like, they're straight saying, this one elf is stronger than 5 of the strongest beings on their world. That is insane, and I love it. And I can't wait to see more of Aavros. But, let me see, what else is there that was cool. Dragon, yip, dragonflies, Goron Golem. Oh yeah, I kind of noticed this. I don't know if I noticed it before. Moon elves are like Scottish. Sun elves are like African. Like their accents. And then there's the earth elves now who ride little dragons, which I'm not sure how the hierarchy works in this scenario. Like, I think at that point you probably should have said wyverns other than dragons, because dragon now, I think, like, okay, you know, it's these large legendary creatures that can talk and stuff. I don't know. Actually, wait, I don't know if all of them could. I can't remember. But, yeah. But Earth Elves are Australian. They ride those dragons. Callum tainted by darkness. Aavros grabbed Callum through the mirror. Yep, with the magic. Aavros is so powerful that all the dragons are afraid of him. Dragon, my husband had a mirror to watch Aavros, and just so happens Callum had that mirror. Who knows? Which, you know, it came from Viren. Why are they sending? Oh yeah, at one point they're like, we don't need you. basically it's to get the story started in the beginning where Ezra's like, oh, but I want to help with this. Like, and they're like, don't worry, King, go and help them. And I'm like, what the fuck is he gonna do? I'm like, what is he gonna do, really? And I really don't think he's really done. He's done kind of much. He's kind of a talker, I guess. The Dragon Queen has a horde, which is badass. Viren has PTSD. Oh yeah, there's a. This girl has a boyfriend. Claudia. She has a boyfriend, and
So much has happened. Callum.
You want to hurt someone else. You want to hate.
let's see.
You want to hate. But violence tests us. Because pain and loss feels so terrible, undeniable.
Let's see. God, I love the size though.
We all want peace and we all want love.
Yeah, this guy, Terry. Which, I think they're hinting that he might be trans. Because he says, like, he never, no, it looks kind of like he has a binder on. But also, like, he says, like, at one point that his parents gave him the name. It turns out, no, I actually gave myself the name. So, I think they're hinting at that. I'm not entirely sure. I could be misreading that. I think they're hinting that he's trans. I think. Also, he had glasses, I think, in the beginning, and he never has them again. But also, flip of all that. What was it? Shit. It was a Pertessin. I can't remember what it's called. This show taught me that there is a word for the smell of, like, rain on rocks. Like, fresh rain on rocks. I did not need to know that was what Earth elves' farts smell like, and that Claudia likes smelling it. Don't want to kink shame, but also I did not need that to pop up more than once. Just saying. Because it does multiple times, and she goes, oh, I love that smell. And I'm just like, yeah. Okay. It's maybe that's just me, but yeah, that's a thing that happened a few times. I'm like, Also, this is book 4, Earth. What were the other books? Was it Sky or was it Moon? It had to be like Sky, Moon. Sky must have been the last one, I think. Maybe? I can't remember the sequences of orders. But it is the book, Earth book. And also this is like Dragon Prince, the Mystery of Aavros. Like, I guess like supposed to be the next chapter of the series, I guess. But yeah, this is pretty cool. Viren is kind of cool too. Like, he doesn't wield his staff until like the very, very end. And then we kind of see why. This sword is still probably one of the fucking coolest fucking weapons in the show. I don't care. Oh yeah, at that one point where you saw Zim, Zim, right? Yeah, Asmodee. Zim, lightning. Like, these creatures are freaky as hell. They're like those lurker fish. But also, he makes them jump into the pit. Also, another thing I noticed, and I probably should notice, I mean, I noticed this more with this than I did beforehand. If How to Train Your Dragon dragons are like especially like two of those are like cats, these dragons are like dogs, and I kind of really like that. And I'm like, yeah, I like this. I like this a lot. Also, is Zim eventually gonna talk? But yeah, this let me see. I'm trying to see if I went over everything. But yeah, like, they're like, oh yeah, go with the Dragon Queen, King. And I'm like, that sounds like you want to like cause a coup or something. Also, I love how Viren, feels like he's a character from Game of Thrones and he's stuck in a kid's show sometimes. And he's just like, and he knows this too. And he's like, fart joke. And he just looks at like, Like, nothing to get like the voice actor because it sounds like, the voice actor is good and everything, but I love the character himself feels like this is a paycheck sometimes. The character himself is just like, all right, I gotta deal with all these freaking idiots. Okay, fine. I also like when the Earth Dragon kind of gets like angry at like the party when they reach him, and like he's like, is this because of my rival, the King of Dragon? And then like, the king is dead. And he's like, oh, I'm legitimately sorry. Like I'm sorry. Like, I like that. Oh yeah, Rayla has her own sidekick now. That monkey, which also apparently is probably going to connect to Aavros somehow, being a star monkey. Also, they turned Zim into a dog at one point. I'm like, hell yeah. He actually had a very Scooby-Doo-esque feel to him. Also, the Royal Baker invented chocolate in this universe. I'm like, all right, that's fine. That's what that's chocolate literally saved their life at one point. At one point, everyone gets knocked out too, but I can't remember his name. Damn it, Soren. Which also I love that the drag queen really loves Soren. Like you're my favorite human kind of thing. I'm like, that's kind of funny. But Soren at one point like has to wake Rayla up with the smell of his feet, and they're like, all right, we have to wake up the Earth Dragon again. I'm gonna use my feet while like the bad guys are trying to get the map to where Aavros is using Silly Putty, which I'm like, I'm surprised that came back in this. But he goes, I'm gonna I'll put my feet to the dragon's nose and wake him up. And and Rayla looks at him and goes, no, I'm gonna do something that's less cruel and more humane. I'm gonna stab him. I'm just like, the delivery's like, I'm gonna stab him. And it's just like flat out. I'm like, okay. There's a few good, like, just flat jokes. Like, jokes where it's, just the flat delivery is what carries it. And it's kind of amazing. That was one of them. And I'm like, I love that. But, yeah, this season was great. This season was fun. Get flies and get the hell out of here and die already. Oh yeah, there's a part where they have to wait next to a pool of lava, and like, we'll just wait till the lava goes down. And Rayla goes, but I can't wait, it's too hot. Callum creates an a dome of wind. They get inside the dome, and Rayla's like, no, I'm too cold. I'm like, god damn it. Let's see here, what else is there? Oh yeah, the monkey creates a wormhole, and then this looks like, all I can do is fucking glow. Deaf General making fun of. Oh yeah, there was a point where they're talking about the architects putting out that fire and getting burned, and they're like, you don't understand. You know what the penalty is? And the general to her future wife goes, the penalty for blowing out a candle, usually cake. And I'm just like, you're making fun of their religion. I'm like, that's not good. Cut it out. I'm like, abort mission. I'm like, but I was like, but yeah, I'm like, man, this is freaking insensitive shit. So I'm like, you don't believe in their religion, like, fuck, man. But yeah, it was. This is a good season. I want the other half to be here because it does feel obviously incomplete. And like I guess that's the kind of the thing for the Netflix shows a lot. It stretches out the story while also like feeling like it has to kind of be fast sometimes. I think a good Netflix show that was able to break that cycle is that has a good balance of all that is Centaur World. Centaur World, I think, actually has a really good balance of, okay, a lot of this is major plot story, but also there's enough silly shit in there to balance itself out, where something like this, I feel like it's leaning too heavily in the story, and we need time for the characters to kind of breathe and do at least some stupid side shit. Give us a D&D episode, something like that. And then also on the flip of that, there's stories that are, not enough story, or they do side things when it doesn't make sense. She-Ra's Princess Prom, but But yeah, so yeah, that's that whole thing. This was fine. I like the art style. Again, I still like the art style of this. I do feel like, though, because they've shown like some parts where they're like 2D, like there's a 2D skeleton at one point, or like Ezrin's like ancestor, who like helped seal away Aavros. They drew her in 2D, and I'm like, I feel like this show would also work way better in 2D, where they could be more expressions and stuff like that. Because I feel like if you would have given it a 2D like look over, this might actually be like I right now it's an okay show for me. I think it's like, all right, it's fine. I think if you would have made it 2D, this would be one of the top like big animated shows. And mind you, yeah, Dragon Prince already has a following still right now. It has a good following. I feel like if it was 2D, it would just be a bigger following, and I legit stand by that. You can even keep the dragon CGI probably, because like that is one thing I like in certain animes, like Overlord, Overlord and stuff. Like whenever they summon like an unworldly like angel or whatever, like in a 2D world, it's a CGI like angel, like mecha angel. It looks badass, and it kind of, to me at least, sells that idea of an otherworldly superpowered being that's, not of this plane. And I'm like, that's kind of cool. I feel like the show would work so much better in 2D. But even then, for what it is, it's still pretty damn good for the CGI and everything. It's really good. And they do have good expressions and all that. I think it's great. Even like a lot of backgrounds are also 2D too, and mixed with CGI, if you can kind of tell. But yeah. But tell me what you think in the comments below. Thanks for watching. I'm going to be reviewing the Samurai Rabbit hopefully soon. I just gotta, watch those, and hopefully some other stuff. I also have I have to do like Bee and Puppy Cat. I've watched the Netflix show, so that, and I react to some of the online ones too. But yeah, but tell me in the comments below. Thanks for watching your videos. I've done links around my face, subscription buttons are there, so I'm your videos. Hopefully enjoy this, and we will. Yeah, this is great, and I honestly can't wait to see more of Aavros, because I kind of want to know what the whole thing is with them turning the stone. Like, is this guy? Oh, I forgot to mention, there's a whole big plot point of like the reason why like she brought him back, her father back, and also like he only has 30 days to live. At one point, he's just saying like, maybe I should just live my life happily. She's like, no, we're not doing that. You're living. And also that Aavros' staff is the one that Viren has had this entire time, as well as the cube. This one came out of nowhere. The cube that this guy has is also connected to Aavros. I guess it's probably one of the keys, I think. I'm just like, okay, that kind of came out of nowhere. But also, like, I feel like either this is supposed to represent like them on a game board, or maybe like something along the lines of like immortality for Viren's gonna be like he turns to stone or something. I have no idea. But yeah, I'm honestly excited to see where this goes. And also, this is the only time in this, like, the intro that you ever see, like, the stone Callum. Which Callum means heaven in Greek. And then you have Soren, which means fly. You have Claudia, it probably means, like, cloud, I'd imagine. I'm sure there's a bunch of sky names. But yeah, this is great. I can't wait to see more of this. The hands still look kind of weird to me, but yeah, whatever. This is great. Tell me what you think, guys. Below. Thanks for watching your videos, and we will see you later. I'm excited. Yeah, the dragons are badass. I like the wings ones, but I kind of like the idea of like dragons with like all 6 limbs are kind of like the super like strong ones, while these are more the flying flexible ones, I guess, kind of. Dragons.